Nationwide 4G services could be available in Singapore within 4 years, and new players are set to join major telcos in the market. The Infocom Development Authority says it's setting aside part of the 4G bandwidth spectrum rights for new players to bid on. It feels consumers who benefit will benefit from greater competition. 4G service nationwide by 2016.
Very likely the carriers actually accelerate the 4G rollout on the existing frequencies.
Tighter rules for private education ads from July. Those flouting them could be fined or jailed. The first specialized normal technical school starts classes next year. Also, as North Korea reveals it's ready to launch its rocket, some airlines reroute flights. And from frogs to fruit jams, a glimpse at what's produced in one of the world's hungriest nations. Nationwide 4G services could be available in Singapore within 4 years, and new players are set to join major telcos in the market. The Infocom Development Authority says it's setting aside part of the 4G bandwidth spectrum rights for new players to bid on. It feels consumers who benefit will benefit from greater competition.
4G services may be available nationwide from as early as 2016. IDA has indicated that it will be welcoming new market entrants to join in the 4G auction next year. Both incumbents and new entrants can bid for a total of 320 megahertz, of which 40 megahertz will be set aside solely for new entrants. To prevent any hoarding of spectrum bands by one player, IDA has also introduced a cap of 90 megahertz per provider. IDA says this is in response to the exponential growth in demand for mobile data and innovative mobile services.
With the new allocation, of course, we expect the growth and the pervasiveness to increase very rapidly as the service becomes more popular, more pervasive. The volume and the scale, economy of scale will drive prices down.
Despite the saturated telco market, however, analysts agree there is still room for more competition.
Looking at the previous auction, only the incumbents made a bid. But again, this would also depend on the new type of applications that we could get, with the new 4G and where the market trend is taking us. So I won't say they are wrong in setting aside 40 megahertz for, potentially new technology or new services that could come along.
Conditions are also attached to the allocation, which says 4G systems should be made available nationwide 1 year after allocation. But experts believe the rollout could come a lot sooner.
The Singaporean carriers, from what we understand, they can actually deploy or they can reuse a lot of the existing spectrum they have to offer 4G services. Given the bandwidth constraints we have on 3G and given the pent-up demand for data services we have, I think very likely the carriers actually accelerate the 4G rollout on the existing frequencies.
Singapore may soon enjoy 4G services on a nationwide basis within a couple of years. But analysts say that the prevalence of this will depend not only on the successful rollout of necessary infrastructure, but also on the availability of devices to support 4G services.